Board of Trustees. Today is November 26th. We will call to order open session at 6 p.m. At this time, introduction and roll call, Ms. Padilla, please.
Present. Present.
Here.
Here.
Thank you. This time we'll do the annual financial management report for year ending August 31st, 2018. Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, President Myers and Board of Trustees and Superintendent Gallagher, and welcome community members of Little Elm ISD. This is the 2017-18 annual financial management report, and it's based on the 2016-17 data. And the first rating is the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, and a little history about the rating is adopted by the legislature in 1999 to achieve quality performance in the management of school districts' financial resources. It was implemented in 2003. It changed in August 2015, and changes are authorized by House Bill 5, Section 49 of the 83rd Texas Legislature. There's 3 phases requiring separate worksheets for the 2015, 16, 17, or accountability systems. And 2017, 18, this year's presentation is from last year's data and includes 15 financial indicators. Assigns financial rating of fail or pass for each of the first 5 indicators and 1 to 10 points for indicators 6 through 15, with the highest possible point is 100 points. LASD received the highest rating of A superior and passed all indicators and scored 100 points out of 100 possible. And by legislation, we have to go through each indicator, and then I'll describe each indicator later on in the presentation. Indicator 1, the audit was submitted on time. LASD passed. Audit unmodified opinion passed. Indicator 3, the debt paid on time, passed. Indicator 4, timely payments to government agencies, passed. Indicator 5, unrestricted net asset balance, passed. Indicator 6, sufficient cash on hand to pay expenditures. Indicator 7, current assets to current liabilities ratio. We got all 10 points for both indicator 6 and 7 of 10 possible. Indicator 8, long-term liabilities to total asset ratio, 10 points. Indicator 9, sufficient fund balance, 10 points. Indicator 10, debt service coverage ratio, 10 points. Indicator 11, administrative cost ratio, 10 points. And indicator 12, student to staff ratio, 10 points. Indicator 13, PEIM submission, 10 points. And indicator 14, audit-free of material weaknesses, 10 points. And the last indicator 15, no financial hardship adjustment. Now, indicator 1, the question was the complete audit financial report and data submitted to Texas Education Agency within 30 days of January 28th for the school district with fiscal year ended August 31st. Yes. And prior year indicator was also yes. Indicator 2A, was there unmodified opinion in the annual finance report on the financial statements as a whole? Answer yes. Indicator 2A, answer yes from prior year. Indicator 2B, and I'll flip through these. Did the external independent auditor report that the AFR was free of any instances of material weaknesses and internal controls over financial reporting and compliance for local, state, and federal funds? Answer is yes. Prior year, also yes. Indicator 3, was the school district in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements at fiscal year end? Answer yes. Prior year, also yes. Indicator 4, did the school district make timely payments to the Teachers Retirement System, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, and other government agencies? Yes. Prior year indicator 4 was also yes. Indicator 5 was the total unrestricted net asset balance, net of accretion and of interest for capital appreciation bonds in the governmental activities column in the statement of net assets greater than 0. Yes. Prior year, also yes. Indicator 6 was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures. Yes. Threshold 10 points if greater than 90 days. LESD had 179.9 days and points 10 out of 10. Prior year, 178.8 days. Indicator 7 was the measure of current assets to current liabilities ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt. Yes. Threshold 10 points if the ratio is greater than 3. LESD result 3.25. So we got 10 out of 10. Prior year 5.6. Indicator 8 was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total asset for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency. If the school districts, which in our case change of students and membership over 5 years is 10% or more, the school district passes this indicator. Threshold 10 points if ratio is less than 0.60. LESD is 0.8841, but the growth of LESD was 15.41%. So we got 10 points. Prior year 0.87, but growth was 12.49. Indicator 9, do the school district general fund revenues equal or exceed expenditures excluding facilities acquisition and construction? If not, was the school district's number of days of cash on hand greater than or equal to 60 days? 10 points if revenue over expenditures -1 is greater than 0. LESD's results 0.09 or 179.9 days of cash on hand, which is 10 points. Indicator 10 was the debt service coverage ratio sufficient to meet required debt service. Threshold 10 points if the ratio is greater than 1.2. LESD results 1.7, received 10 points. Prior year also, we received the 10 points with the 1.4 ratio. Indicator 11 was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio. The threshold is 10 points if less than 0.1, and our LESD is 0.0995. So received all 10 points. Last year, we just barely missed the indicator by thousandths of a point. Indicator 12, did the school district not have a 15% decline in the students to staff ratio over 3 years? Total enrollment to total staff. If the student enrollment did not decrease, the school district will automatically pass this indicator. Answer is yes. We've got 10 out of 10 points. Prior year, also yes. Indicator 13, did the comparison of public education information management system, PEIMS, data to like information in the school district's annual financial report result in a total variance of less than 3% of all expenditures by function? The answer is yes. So we received the 10 points. Last year also we passed. Indicator 14, did the external independent auditor report that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material weaknesses and internal controls over financial reporting and compliance for local, state, and federal funds? Yes. And we received 10 points, and also yes for last year that our annual financial report was free of any material weaknesses. Indicator 15, did the school district not receive an adjusted repayment schedule for more than 1 fiscal year for an over allocation of foundation school program funds as a result of financial hardship? The answer is yes, and that we did not receive an adjustment. We got all 10 points, and last year we also had a passing. So in summary, we answered yes to indicators 1 through 5 and scored 100 points of 100 possible points of the indicators 6 through 15, and again received a superior rating for our financial indicators. And I want to thank Jesse Wise for all the work he's done in the accumulation of the first rating data. And this, again, this goes back to 2 years ago. And the other information that we're required to have transparent on our website is the superintendent employment contract is posted on Little Elm ISD's website, and that's the link. And also this presentation is posted on LEISD's website. And we also disclose that reimbursements received by the superintendent and board members are posted on Little Elm ISD's website. The superintendent, and this was a period where Dr. Strike was still the superintendent, received outside compensation or fees for professional consulting and or other personal services in the amount of $4,000 from Pro Unlimited during the 2016-17 fiscal year, which was contracted. And there's no gifts have been reported by the board members or superintendent for the 2016-17 fiscal year. And we also know business transactions between Little Elm ISD and the board members have occurred for the 2016-17 fiscal year. And also all the reimbursements received by the superintendent and board members are listed. The superintendent, again, was during Dr. Strike's tenure. And these are also posted on our website for meals, lodging, transportation, and fuel and others. So, any questions?
I did have one question. Just going back to indicator 7, page 16. There was a relatively, I'm pretty sure I know what this is tied to, but a significant drop in the current assets, the current liabilities from the 5.6 to the 3.25. Was that primarily because of taking on the additional debt with the bond?
Yeah, well, this is for our short-term debt. So there could have been a measurement of when we had debt paid as of August 31st of each year. So if we had more outstanding debt than the prior year or less, it could have been just that. And I suspect it was the timing of the payment of debt prior to the end of the fiscal year for each one. So they didn't necessarily align.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Do we have any citizen input at this time? Okay, thank you, Mr. Anderson. I will
Thank
move
you.
for a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Motion carries. We will adjourn at 6:13. The regular meeting will start at 6:30.